Two big Russian bears throwing down here, 26 and 24 respectively. Height advantage will go to Makitov. That weight advantage, though, will go to Romanov. That makes a difference
Can
here.
you explain that weight there to me? Because, again, we're in
10 kilo.
America.
Yeah.
10 kilos, okay. So that's about, what, 20-pound advantage?
Yeah,
or so?
exactly.
About 20, 22 pounds.
And that's when they weighed in, so who knows where they're at now.
Свыше 93 килограммов Лиги Eagle FC. Представляем бойца в синем углу октагона. Ему 24 года, вес 107 килограмм, рост 193 сантиметров. Профессиональный рекорд 3 победы и 2 поражения. Представляет клуб «Бастион» и «Горец». Нальчик, Россия. Встречаем Алан Makitov! Представляю его соперника в красном углу октагона. Ему 26 лет, вес 112 килограммов, рост 190 сантиметров. Профессиональный рекорд 6 побед, 0 поражений. Представляет клуб «Центр ММА» Тюмень, Россия. Харсая Иван Романов!
Makitov and Romanov. Round number one, this one 7:35, sun setting, lights starting to come on here at Eagle FC 48 and Naiza Fighting Championship 41. Shout out to Naiza for doing the co-promotion. It's great to get in with this company. They've obviously had a great, long, storied history here in Kazakhstan, and what a show we have put together here in this plaza in Aktau. In the red is Romanov. In the blue trim, Makitov. Like I said before, don't blink. Both guys have had some very quick W's.
Yeah, and they're keeping their eyes glued on each other. Respecting the power, and that's a big, powerful leg kick. But with these heavyweights like this, you just know at any moment a big one could land.
No doubt. Watch out, that highlight reel might get a little bit bigger here. They're respecting each other's power for sure. Nice jab poked out there by Makitov.
Everybody's on pins and needles.
Of course, a lot of movement in the heavyweight division here at Eagle FC. We know Rizvan Kunyev is our champion, but then Jorgen De Castro able to pick up the win against JDS due to the injury. So a lot of movement, a lot of things happening in the heavyweight division of Eagle FC.
How unfortunate was that? Shout out to JDS. That was he was putting on a great fight too.
It really was. It was great to have him back in action. You can watch that fight and all of our fights right here on the FlexCast app. All Eagle FC events are available for you, and that's a lot of content. Get in there and check out all of our fights, including all of our U.S. events.
Romanov really looking to set up with that left hook. Switching stances. But it's the hooks that he's looking for.
Romanov, the path to success usually happens on the ground, which he uses the stand-up to set up very, very well. It's all part of the package. Makitov, though, this guy is a guy that loves to strike. He likes to finish.
Yeah, it's actually Romanov holding him in there. And beautiful elbow on the break by Makitov. But Romanov looked a little more comfortable as they were clinched up there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go to that well later in the fight.
Now switching back stance here is Romanov. I think it's all a setup to try to get this fight to the ground. Nice evasive lateral movement for Romanov, trying to keep his opponent off balance.
Yeah, now he's going to start pawing with them jabs a little bit. Sticking the feelers out there. He's trying to land the big shots, but you got to set them up, even at heavyweight. The really, really experienced heavyweight knockout artists like Francis Ngannou, you see he's throwing little stuff to set up his big shots. not everything's just all power. It might look that way, but not everything's just all power.
Yeah, his idea of a little shot is a powerful shot to everybody else. I mean, that's a special fighter. Makitov starting to get a little bit of steam, starting to get a little more loose with his punches. But Romanov answers back, and we're back to a stalemate here, walking each other down. 4 minutes in, not a whole lot of action, but you can tell both guys really respect each other on the hands.
Yeah, the few shots that they have landed have done a lot of damage. Like that right there. I mean, those are hard shots you're stepping into. Romanov's got to look to pressure him just a little bit more.
Who was always your favorite heavyweight of them all? Who was the guy that you always gravitated toward with the big guys?
That I absolutely was going to watch?
Yep.
Right now, obviously, is Francis. I mean, heavyweight champ of the world.
Yeah.
But even before he was the champ, I still kind of, I just always leaned towards him. But JDS during that whole Cain Velasquez era, I mean, I love JDS.
I love Cain. You know,
Yeah.
I love Cain. Shout out to Iowa Central, man. Old alumni friends. And shout out to Cain, man. There's a lot of stuff going on with Cain Velasquez right now, but we're all really pulling for him.
Absolutely.
And he's got a lot of support here with Eagle FC, 100%, as we end round one with the heavyweights here at Eagle FC 48, here live and free on FlexCast. And these heavyweights have kind of balanced each other out here, kind of countered each other. Nobody really took a real definite lead here. You see the striking from Makitov. He's a little bit better on the hands. You can tell a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, but Makitov just couldn't really find the shot. You know, he spent a lot of time trying to set it up, but just couldn't really find it. You see that left hand as he's going southpaw there and step right into a big uppercut. Ate it, close the distance. I think you're right. I would like to see him close the distance a little bit more, start to look for a takedown or two. Switch up the game a little bit.
It seems like that's where Romanov needs to go. I mean, that's going to be his path to success. That has to be his game plan. But Makitov doing a great job of not allowing him to get in there and grapple him. So here we go, folks. Round number 2. Starting to look pretty out there, isn't it? It's looking pretty nice. Got the lights on, sun setting.
The sunset, huh? Some beautiful pictures are going to come out of this, that's for sure.
No doubt.
Now, if you can knock the sweat off somebody's head in the sunset right behind it, that's one for I'm putting that in my house.
First minute, second round here, Makitov and Romanov hopefully going to keep the streak alive with the finishes. It has been all finishes, knockouts, tap-outs tonight here in Aktau, Kazakhstan.
You know, I'm noticing Romanov's punches are coming just a little too wide. I think that's why he's missing his target. You know, he's obviously looking for the hooks, but they're just a little wide. There you go. He's just starting to tighten it up a little bit, but Makitov is just a little sharper with his techniques.
Yeah, the striking advantage definitely goes to Alan Makitov, no doubt about it. Romanov, we haven't seen it. Here it is. He dives in, potentially looking for a takedown. Great defense by Makitov, getting the underhooks, trying to keep this fight from going to the mats.
Yeah, Makitov was prepared for that takedown attempt. He dove right into double underhooks, and it's so hard to take a guy down if he's got double underhooks. He's just going to lift you up, especially when he's as big and strong as Makitov is. Romanov has to disguise those takedown attempts a little bit better. Throw his strikes first and then take him down off of that. That's a beautiful jab there.
Ooh, going up top there, teasing the head kick. That could end things real quick.
This may turn into a war of attrition. Who wants it more as we go down the, sometimes you see that with these heavyweights. If it's not a knockout on the first, it turns
playing
into
the long game. You're right.
Yeah, that's a lot of body weight you got to move around. Guys are bound to get tired, especially when they start wrestling like this.
Now Makitov dives in and makes contact, potentially looking for a takedown, and gets thwarted by Romanov. Who is going to score the first takedown here between these two heavyweights? Both guys have looked in this round to bring the fights down to the mat. Are we going to see a little separation for Makitov? Is he going to throw for the head again?
Makitov is doing some things in there right, though. Even though he might not be the wrestler, he's making some really good choices. But there he goes, getting his back and taken, which goes to show that Romanov is just a little bit more comfortable in these type of positions. Even though Makitov is doing some of the right things, you see him step back there trying to get that high crotch.
First time we've been down to the mat here, and Romanov is the one able to kind of take control, trying to work his way around the back of Makitov. Could be very, very dangerous. Romanov picks up a lot of wins via sub, and Makitov's kind of playing right into his game right now.
Yeah, you see Romanov's working hard, breathing hard, trying to get a position established. He's got one hook in. If he can drag his back off the fence, maybe he can get that other one. There he goes. There he goes. He's trying for it. It's almost in.
Digging in, got a hook in, got his arm in, landing the strikes, looking like a veteran out there is Romanov.
He's got to get Makitov off that elbow if he wants to try and get that second hook in. There he goes, trying to cinch up a...
And now soften him up. Soften him up, possibly
Right,
looking for that choke. He's able to get back into guard there. He's on mount. He can get something done here. He's definitely got enough time.
Yeah, we've seen this position tonight a few times already. Guys just being devastating in these mounts. And here he goes, posturing up.
Nearly brought the elbow down, but Makitov able just to get those arms up in time and thwart it. And final seconds here in round two. But this is going to be the lasting image in the judge's eyes as Romanov on top of Makitov there. That may be enough to cinch up a round.
And so much confidence for Romanov.
So, no, there is stools. There's just one stool, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
One guy doesn't get the stool. I was just wondering, is there a stool here?
Man, give me somebody's chair from the crowd or something, man. Come on. This is really standing room only, huh?
And here we go with the replay. They were throwing bombs early.
Look at that body kick. I mean, wrapped around the liver. That's about as hard a shot as you can eat. But there he goes, shooting right into double underhooks. Now, this is what Romanov needs to do if he wants any success in this last round. Those punches, much ado about nothing, but
there you see the big elbow by Romanov, able to land that one.
Yeah, if I'm Romanov, I'm very confident going into this last round. He's had a lot of success on the ground. If you can just get him there, then it should make for an easy night.
And here we go. Third and final round. The big heavyweights going into round three. We've seen a ton of finishes. Are we going to keep them up? Makitov trying to walk down Romanov, looking to give him his first loss. And Romanov got the best of that one. Makitov might be in trouble.
One kick and knocked him halfway across the octagon. Wow.
Now Makitov dives in. He's not going to get it. Romanov, great sprawl to see if he can turn it into something.
Romanov's got to use this position, and there he goes. In on the double leg. His head stuck, but there he's getting it out. And beautiful job by Makitov to turn that position right there.
Great technique. Still 3 title fights to come here at Eagle FC 48. 1 title fight for Naiza FC, our co-promotion here in Kazakhstan, and 2 fights for the championship for Eagle FC, including our undefeated champion on his 4th title fence, Renat Havalov. That's later on this evening. Digging in there, Makitov trying to make something happen. And Romanov, man, he just continues to try to keep this fight very close, to grapple.
Yeah, he made up a decision halfway through the fight to kind of switch tactics, which is good, which is smart. That's what you want to see out of an experienced fighter like this. He had a lot of success at the end of the 2nd round, and he's trying to capitalize that and recreate it in this 3rd.
These big, heavy bodies, man, working that clinch. You talk about one of the parts of fighting that I don't think gets talked about enough is the clinch work.
Yeah.
How much energy you're using every time you're up against that fence, whether you're on the offensive or the defensive.
Yeah, it's grueling. It's grueling. And really, that's where you see the best fighters. It's usually the guy who can control these wrestling positions. Even in boxing, people don't point it out enough, but the ability to clinch somebody and stop them from overtaking you with punches is really underrated. It's really the most important part about fighting. People look at guys like John Jones, and you look at the creativity and all he's able to do on the outside, but it's his wrestling that gets a lot of those opportunities even created in the first place.
Without a doubt, and that's another heavyweight that we're looking forward to seeing what he can do in the division. A lot of hype behind that one. All tied up. Romanov. Are we going to get to our first decision of the night? It seems like we're on our way to it, but that can change within seconds when you got these big bruisers, Romanov and Makitov.
Romanov's got to work a little bit more here. This is a close round.
Now, you don't want to go to the judges in this situation because it's a toss-up at this point.
They're jockeying for position. Nobody's really taking over and really establishing that he's the guy who's going to win this round, which ultimately could be the fight. I could see them giving the 1st round to Makitov, the 2nd to Romanov. So whoever wins this last minute might just take the fight. Again, I'm not a judge, but
no, and I don't want that job. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Minute left. Makitov diving in here, trying to make something out of this. Looking for a potential takedown. Trying to get those hands together. Can he get the big man down? And he does. Right in time. That's a good spot for Makitov. He's going to make things real interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting. If I'm Romanov, I'm thinking I got to get to my feet here.
Wow,
I cannot finish this fight on the bottom.
Alan Makitov landed some great hammer fists, and this is going to be a great impression for the judges.
He's got to get up. He can change his whole life in 30 seconds here. This is a very crucial point of this fight. If he can get some type of offense, he might make it a little more interesting.
Looks like we're going to go to our first decision of the evening, and who would have guessed it would be the heavyweights that take us there. Wow. Man, you never know what to expect in this sport.
The flyweights didn't even do that, huh?
Nope, not at all, man. The flyweights got it in and out of there real quick. But this time we're going to go to the decision, and it's going to be very tough on the judges, man. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're well-trained. They're up for the job, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to be in their position right now.
Yeah, no, me neither. Me neither. I could see you making an argument for either guy, and that's a tough one when you come down to these fights.
Live on the FlexCast app here. This is Naiza 41 and Eagle FC 48. Great co-promotion between the two shows. We're getting a lot of talent out of this Kazakhstan region, and also all the great fighters here with Eagle FC. And who's it going to be? Who's going to continue? Is Romanov going to be able to keep that undefeated streak intact? He doesn't look real confident right now. Makitov could be winning his 4th win in 6 fights.
Yeah,
it looks like we already have a decision, man. They quickly came with this one.
I'm pretty curious. I'm curious to see who would win it.
Who's going to shake out here? Who's going to have the win? Let's go back to our announcer.
Судейские записки 29-28. Единогласным решением судей победу одержал боец синего угла Alan Makitov.
And the undefeated streak is snapped. Romanov drops this one. Makitov able to get the W, moving to 4-2. Give me your thoughts, Kev.
I'd say it was that last round. He couldn't get too much offense off. And it's that last-minute takedown, when you only got a minute left and there's not much in this round and we only have one thing to go off of. That takedown makes a huge difference. I like this fight because it shows how big wrestling is to the heavyweight division these days. We just saw it with the Francis Ngannou-Cyril Gane fight. The better wrestler in that fight was winning. You look at these heavyweights and you say somebody's going to get knocked out, but sometimes it boils down to who can control the fight.
We saw a lot of striking. Makitov was the guy that did the most damage with the strikes, without a doubt. Then surprised us with some wrestling later on.
Yeah, he was the more skilled fighter tonight, and definitely well-deserved win. There you go with that last-minute takedown, and that's really what sealed the deal. He's the better striker and worked harder on the wrestling, so he definitely deserved that.